And suddenly, there was Gen 3, so the official Pokemon Go YouTube channel has just uploaded a 30-second trailer talking about Hoenn Pokemon now being inside of Pokemon Go. And I honestly love this trailer because it reminds me of like old school Pokemon game trailers. Like when you see the commercials on TV and stuff, just have Pokemon run in with the CGI. I know that the Pokemon Go trailers have been really good at capturing that, but there was something about this one that actually made it feel like Ruby and Sapphire were being released again. And then, of course, you gotta tease the big legendary, more Pokemon, more adventure. That is going to be Pokemon Go. So I think that this was a pretty cool announcement. Also showing dynamic weather and all kinds of other fun stuff going on. So let's see the full announcement on the Pokemon Go website. Introducing weather and 50 Pokemon from the Hoenn region in Pokemon Go. So it is only 50 of all the original Hoenn Pokemon. And honestly, I think that kind of works out. Johto was released a while ago, but at least we did have the legendaries kind of recently over the summer. And as we're getting into like a new generation, you can't just drop over 100 Pokemon like that on people. This is a nice little way in. We got the starters. Let's see what we got. Starting later this week, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, and several more Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire video games will start appearing in Pokemon Go for the first time ever, with even more to be discovered in the next several weeks. So it looks like they're going to try to get the entire Pokedex out in about a month or so. So that means here's 50, go out and catch them, and then, here's 50 more, or 20 more, or something like that. And then we're going to see what ends up happening with the legendary Pokemon. We'll also be introducing a new dynamic weather system in Pokemon Go that will change the way you and millions of trainers around the world will discover, catch, and interact with Pokemon. Now, this is actually awesome because we had the dynamic weather in Ruby and Sapphire version, and that actually impacted some of the things that would happen inside the games. You'll want to start paying even closer attention to your local weather patterns. In addition to the in-game mapping update with cool new weather visuals, weather near you will impact Pokemon in a variety of ways. For example, you'll find your odds of discovering Mudkip splashing around will greatly improve on rainy days, as certain Pokemon types will be more commonly found during various weather conditions. Now, that is crazy. And I feel like it is something that Pokemon Go has needed for a long time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been saying, hey, why don't we have weather? Because there's weather in Pokemon, and it can change how things can work inside the game. But also, it does give you more, like, regional discrepancies and also locality and stuff. So I find it kind of interesting that they're going all in like that. Like, hey, if you live in a place where it doesn't get cold and snowy, you're not going to have an increased chance of Ice-type Pokemon. But if you live in a place where it's always rainy, well, that means you have an increased chance for Water-type Pokemon and stuff like that. Additionally, attacks of certain types will be more effective during some weather conditions. So Charizard's Fire Spin will perform better on sunny days. Rain or shine, winter or spring, your gameplay experience will remain fresh, making your outdoors even more exciting. Now, that's actually pretty cool because that's just how Pokemon works. When there's rain on the field, Fire type does less and Water type does more. So that could maybe, wow, that's just like an act of God could just dethrone you from a gym or just give you much more power. I wonder how that's going to work if we ever see PvP. Like if you're battling with a friend and it happens to be rainy and you're a water type specialist, that's when you really want to bring out your friends for the battles and stuff. Also, I don't think there's going to be like intense sunlight, but we just have like sunny, rainy, snowy, foggy. Wow, that's actually kind of neat. I wonder what Pokemon would appear on fog. Partly cloudy and then windy. So I see windy maybe being flying type Pokemon, partly cloudy maybe slightly attracting more water types as well. This would probably be all in a data mine or something. That's pretty neat stuff that we have going right there. And what's this little tag thing? There's never been a better time for you to grab your umbrella or snow boots and safely venture outside with family and friends this season. As you explore your local neighborhoods, remember to share a photo of your encounters and then hashtag Pokemon Go. See all the new adventures as they unfold. So yeah, like that's Hoenn and Pokemon Go. I honestly don't really know what to say. Like, I think it's hype. I think it's cool that Pokemon Go just keeps getting more and more updates. Might bring some players back. But I'm not, like, super into the community. And a lot of people aren't either. I think everyone's just like, they already blew it because there's no PvP. There's no trading. This is what we needed from the beginning. We're, like, a year later now. And we're finally getting home, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, Pokemon Go is becoming the full thing. It's starting to flesh out into an entire Pokemon experience. Soon we'll have 4th generation, 5th, 6th, maybe even 7th at that point, and probably 8th, because this game is going to take forever to complete, but it is showing like a really cohesive experience. So at least at the very least, we're getting the Pokemon side of things, if not just the full functionality that we would expect from a Pokemon game. But I do remember Pokemon Go kind of blowing up in the news, not recently, but not too long ago as well. And that was with Niantic announcing that they were making a Harry Potter augmented reality game. So people were like, wait, you haven't even made Pokemon Go good yet. Why are you working on another game like Harry Potter? So yeah, Wizards Unite, that was back last month on November 8th. So breakdown's pretty much, we're incredibly excited to announce this next step in the evolution of AR mobile entertainment. With Harry Potter Wizards Unite, players who have been dreaming of becoming real-life wizards will finally get the chance to experience J.K. Rowling's wizarding world. Players will learn spells, explore their real-world neighborhoods and cities, and discover and fight legendary beasts and team up with others to take down powerful enemies. So, like, I think it's not bad that a game developer is making more games and, like, trying to expand and work on things, because Niantic didn't start off with Pokemon Go. They started off with Ingress, which kind of had the foundation of Pokemon Go, and that's why Nintendo and Game Freak were like, hey, you guys should work on this new Pokemon game because you have the background for an AR-based, world, interactive, massive social game like Ingress, and now it looks like they are branching out to Harry Potter. Now, when I heard about this, I just remember everyone being upset. It's like, wait a second. Like, what about us? What about Pokemon Go? That game's not even working yet. Why are we putting people onto, like, a different game? And again, I can understand why the company is trying to grow, while they're trying to, like, develop new skills, increase their team, and then just do other things. But yeah, I feel like that this is really what's burning Pokemon Go players, because Pokemon Go is the biggest thing Niantic has ever done, and it was one of the biggest things in the entire world for a brief period of time, and a lot of people blame Niantic for kind of screwing that up and not making it as good as it could have been. So instead of just, like, putting more attention into Pokemon Go, they're just kind of turning it into just something in the portfolio, and a lot of people don't seem happy with that. Also, it seems like Niantic is using this as momentum to push forward with Ingress. So it also looks like they're really expanding upon their older games as well, and I'm wondering, like, was this always on the table, or are they using their insane amounts of money and their insane amounts of, like, just growth that they had from Pokemon Go to start developing other projects? It doesn't seem like Pokemon Go is getting the full attention. Whereas us Pokemon fans, us people that understand, like, this was the biggest thing. There was so much on this. Why did Niantic let it slip? And then there's these other projects going on. It does kind of feel weird. It feels like, you know, something might be up, even though, again, as game developers, they just want to make more games. They want to have more things in portfolio. They want to be a game developer, you know. They actually want to make more than just Pokemon Go. Want to be known for more than just Pokemon Go. But it is kind of awkward. So yeah, it's pretty hyped that Hoenn's coming out. But yeah, a lot of things the players have been wanting. The big things that would bring players back in the game are still not inside of Pokemon Go, even though being promised for the first couple of months, not the first couple of years. I don't really know what to say about it, but we do have a nice little bit of an update for Pokemon Go right now. And then to wrap up the video, I kind of want to put everything into perspective, kind of looking at the previous generation releases, new and exclusive Pokemon, and all kinds of fun stuff like that, and what it means for Pokemon Go, now that the game is almost a year and a half old, and we're just now getting into Generation 3. Now, to be fair, we did have Shuppet, Bayonet, Duskull, and Dusclops available for a Halloween event, but that was over a month ago, and it really didn't snowball anything. It's like, hey, we're teasing some Gen 3 Pokemon, get ready for that whenever it happens, and now Generation 3 is finally available. Just the trailer, boom, and now we have it. Also, Legendary Pokemon. Taking about a year to make Legendary Pokemon available. I remember that was super exciting. A lot of people were hyped for that. It was still summer, so people were on summer break. Everyone was able to play Pokemon Go again, but that kind of dropped off pretty quickly. And the thing is, just because we're having Gen 3 at almost a year and a half does not mean we are getting a new generation every 6 months. And remember, the game launched with Generation 1, so that means in a year and a half, we've had only 2 new generations of Pokemon. And I want you guys to comment down below if you're still with me on this video. Is that faster than you thought Pokemon Go would be? Is that slower? Is that about right? Because it kind of feels a little slow. Then maybe we should be teasing and, like, seeing data mine information for 4th generation by now. And the Niantic has already admitted that they're over 6 months behind when it comes to the game's development. Now, what makes this scary for me is that we can see by December 12th, we already had the first Generation 2 Pokemon available inside of Pokemon Go. So it was only a couple months. You know, we had July into December. Boom, we already had Generation 2. July into February. Seemed a little late. I think people were expecting, you know, more of a January kind of 6 months until a new generation kind of thing, but was still going all right until we had all of Generation 2, but now it's 10-month difference. 10 months from December to October, February to December, and now we're just starting to get Generation 3 Pokemon, so I think that that could also be just a little too long, that when we look at it, you know, there's a lot of generations in Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon out there that need to be captured, and while it does sound like a lot for a smartphone game, we already have it in our 3DS handhelds anyways, so it being overwhelming with the amount of Pokemon might happen, but that was just the idea for Pokemon Go anyways. Pokemon Go was intended to have all of the generations of Pokemon at some point, but at this current release, it looks like it's going to take a lot of time. You know, you would expect a new generation every 5 or 6 months to make sure this game is finished before freaking 2024 or whatever. You know, it seems like we need very fast, almost an overwhelming amount of updates, because Niantic is fighting with 20 years of Pokemon, 7 to 8 generations of Pokemon becoming available just to kind of make everything work out. Now I'm wondering if there's a way to like timeline this one out to where they're trying to anticipate the 8th generation launch for the real 8th generation release of Pokemon, but I think that they're going to be too far off by that time. So that was kind of that, and then July, so 1 year until Legendary Pokemon. Shiny Pichu events, some Shiny Pokemon events, then we had the hints at Gen 3, and now we are dealing with Hoenn as we speak. So, it's also going to be interesting to see how these Legendary Pokemon end up working out. The Regis had, like, a very specific in-game trigger. We have seen in the past that Niantic is at least calling back to the Pokemon games or the Pokemon anime, or at least paying some kind of tributes to whatever's going on in the Pokemon world and how that can be used to find and unlock certain Pokemon. So I think that that's pretty cool the way that they do it. So I wonder how that's going to work with the Regis, as well as also going Latios, we have roaming Pokemon that are now available as legendaries, and then going into Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. So I mean, Generation 3 poses a lot more new challenges for legendary Pokemon, and then the way that that could work out is going to be a lot different. But overall, guys, what do you think about the update? Are you upset about the Harry Potter thing? Do you think Niantic's behind? Do you think they're on track? Are you still excited that we're getting Hoenn anyways? So I'm wondering what's going on, but it's mostly just like no PvP. What's the point of releasing new Pokemon when we need a Pokemon game first? So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.